Ukraine's president, Vladimir Zelensky, has issued a stark directive to the country's military and security institutions, urging them to intensify efforts aimed at inflicting substantial losses on Russian forces. The remarks were delivered during a public evaluation of Ukraine's drone warfare capabilities, as the conflict continues amid shifting battlefield dynamics and mounting pressure on Kiev's defences. Before we go further, if you value clear, in-depth geopolitical reporting without unnecessary noise, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue delivering well-researched global news. Speaking in Kiev, President Zelensky outlined what he described as an optimal level of Russian losses, naming a figure of 50,000 casualties per month. According to him, achieving this level should be considered a central responsibility of Ukraine's defense establishment. Zelensky framed the objective as a shared mission across state institutions, explicitly assigning it to the Ministry of Defense, the armed forces, and all security agencies operating under Ukraine's command. His comments emphasized sustained pressure on Russian forces as a means of shaping the broader trajectory of the war. The remarks came during a forum focused on the effectiveness of Ukrainian drone units, which have played an increasingly prominent role in reconnaissance and strike operations. The statement arrives at a challenging moment for Ukraine. Over recent months, Russian forces have conducted a large-scale offensive across multiple fronts, gradually advancing in several contested areas. While territorial changes have been incremental, they have contributed to growing strain on Ukrainian manpower and resources. Both Moscow and Kiev have largely stopped publishing detailed casualty figures for their own forces, instead releasing estimates of losses suffered by the opposing side. This lack of transparent data has made independent verification difficult and has fueled competing narratives about the state of the conflict. The concept of a monthly casualty benchmark was initially introduced by Ukraine's newly appointed defense minister, Mikhail Fedorov, during his first press briefing in office. Fedorov characterized the target as part of Ukraine's broader strategic vision, arguing that the cost of continued fighting must be raised to a level that Russia would find unsustainable. According to Fedorov, setting explicit objectives was essential for guiding military planning and operational priorities. He also indicated that the approach reflected expectations directly conveyed by President Zelensky: domestic political pushback. Not everyone within Ukraine's political sphere has welcomed the rhetoric. Opposition lawmaker Anna Skorokhod publicly criticized the focus on numerical kill targets, describing the approach as deeply troubling. Skorokhod argued that Ukraine's leadership should concentrate on ending hostilities and addressing the exhaustion faced by frontline troops, rather than emphasizing monthly loss figures. Her remarks underscored internal tensions over how the war should be managed as it drags on with no clear resolution in sight. Earlier this week, President Zelensky asserted that Russian forces had suffered approximately 35,000 casualties, including deaths and injuries, during the month of January alone. Moscow has repeatedly rejected such claims, accusing Kiev of misrepresenting battlefield realities and minimizing its own losses. Russian officials have countered by stating that Ukrainian forces are sustaining heavy casualties while attempting to hold positions they describe as strategically untenable. These claims, like those from Kiev, remain difficult to independently confirm. Moscow's response and civilian allegations. Russia's military leadership has accused Ukrainian authorities of deploying troops in what it characterizes as futile defensive operations. Earlier this month, Russian Chief of the General Staff Valery Gerasimov alleged that Kiev was exaggerating its presence in certain areas and continuing operations despite severe losses. Additionally, Moscow has accused Ukraine of expanding strikes into civilian areas. Russian officials claim that Ukrainian attacks between January 1st and January 11th resulted in the deaths of 45 civilians, including 3 minors, during the holiday period. Ukraine has not publicly accepted responsibility for these allegations. Zelensky's remarks highlight how entrenched and uncompromising the conflict has become. The language used by senior officials on both sides reflects a war increasingly defined by attrition, as diplomatic pathways remain stalled and military solutions dominate strategic thinking. As Ukraine seeks continued military support from its international partners, statements such as these are likely to resonate far beyond the battlefield, influencing political debates, public opinion, and foreign policy calculations across Europe and beyond. The war in Ukraine continues to evolve, marked by escalating rhetoric, contested casualty claims, and mounting human costs on all sides. We will continue to monitor developments closely and bring you clear, factual updates as events unfold. If you found this report informative, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an important global update. Your engagement makes a real difference.